creator, Claudine Francois, and the founder of In Good Clean Taste. I am dedicated to helping women entrepreneurs design a healthy lifestyle by incorporating healthy, delicious tools, tips, and resources that empower their inner and outer game. Every episode, my featured guest and I share our healthy, delicious lifestyle journey on my globally recognized show, Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. Hey all, welcome. Thank you so much for being here on Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine. I'm super excited about today's show because it's going to be fun. In addition to talking about the amazingness that my guest does for women entrepreneurs, we're also going to be talking about our favorite health-related splurge items. So definitely stick around to the end. And if you're interested in learning more about me, my products and services, you can check those out at ingoodcleantaste.com. So today's topic is how to empower your health. Is it worth the splurge? And as I mentioned, my guest today is super awesome. I'm going to bring her up from the green room in just a moment so you can meet her. But before we do that, let me give you a little bit of her background. Now, she has 30 years of training and performing in theater and opera. Like, hello, true professional. And those of you in the arts are going to love this. So Kerstin O'Shields has acquired an in-depth knowledge of all levels of communication. She brings her unique skills, her talents, and an understanding of non-verbal communication to life. So as the founder of the Body Language Strategy Academy, Kerstin has developed a training system for learning to communicate leadership and executive presence through enhanced body language and expression, messaging, and intentional management skills. How awesome is that? As women entrepreneurs, we all need this. Kerstin works with international speakers, best-selling authors, real estate professionals, and business executives in Fortune 500 companies. She speaks and she trains internationally on body language strategy for business. And she has performed keynote speeches and workshops for organizations like Google, eBay, the National Women's Council of Realtors, and Amazon. So this woman is all that and more. Okay, talk about a superstar. I am going to bring her up from the green room so we can give Kerstin a warm welcome. Let me hit the right button here because I have lots of buttons. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Get ready. Hi. Welcome, Kerstin. So excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here. This is super awesome.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you for having me.
Yay, absolutely. And yeah, what you bring to women entrepreneurs is like such a gift, right? Because so many of us don't realize how we're showing up in the world. And so that body language, that presence we may not be really paying attention to, that is key, right?
Oh, it's everything. It's how we give permission to others of how they can interact and, more importantly, do business with us. That is our permission that we give in our body language.
Oh, I love that. We're giving permission. I love that. Well, it's great if you know it, right? It's great if you know
it. That's the thing. I always say, we're looking at what we're saying all the time, but do you really know what you're saying when you're not saying anything at all?
That is a really good quote. I hope you have that plastered somewhere.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to ask you a question I ask all of my guests first, which is, what does healthy, delicious lifestyle mean to you?
That, to me, means living life on purpose, with purpose, every day. Truly stepping into greatness, knowing what that looks like for me and how I use that to connect with other people, to share my greatness, to live in my own greatness. And I think that's delicious, right? That's what makes life delicious and fun and exciting and all those things.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. I read this book about longevity, like the people it's called The Blue Zones. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's about the people who live the longest, healthiest lives. And one of the tenets of that is living life on purpose, having a purpose, having something you're passionate about. So I absolutely love that, living life on purpose. That's another, like, you got all these, like, I want to see these plastered everywhere. That is so awesome. So now you had mentioned that your healthy, delicious lifestyle share. I'm gonna switch these out here. You had mentioned how you show up is the permission you give yourself and others and the greatness you can create in your life. And we kind of talked about that just a second ago. I'd love to hear from you, like how does that empower you in your health? Like, what is that doing for you from a health perspective so that you can show up for your business, right? Because since we're women entrepreneurs, we are our business.
We are our number one business tool, right? And the one thing is that we don't go anywhere without you. So you have to be front and center in everything that you're talking about, that you're doing, how you're living. And that includes your health. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. And that's one of my joys of talking. We do body language from the inside out at the Body Language Strategy Academy. It's not that, okay, flip your hair at this time and make sure you hold your hand like this. I always get the question, what do I do with my hands? I'm like, ooh, let's find out what you're doing with your breath first, right? Let's find out how you're thinking about things, because your body language is enacted by your thoughts, and it's enacted about how you're feeling, and all your feelings are based on how you physically feel, right? That layering is so intricate and so important. So understanding and connecting with your body from the inside out, literally your health to your mindset to how you're expressing yourself, they're all one and the same. And so that's where our approach is very cohesive. We're looking at all those different levels. We start with the value set. What are your personal values? What does that look like? That's how you know what your purpose is. And are you living all those things? Or are you thinking about it and going, man, I wish that would be nice? That's not living a purposeful life.
Yeah.
That's living reactively, and that's exhausting.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel good.
And I feel like that is this zesty citrus moment. Because yes, starting on the inside and working outwards, I feel like a lot of presentation coaches or even speaking coaches or anyone that works with entrepreneurs, a lot of them talk about the outside, and you're talking about starting on the inside, which is where I work too, right?
Yes.
I work from the inside out.
We all, it's got to start there.
Yes, it's nutrition, it's mindset, it's your belief system, it's your loves, it's your desires. Like all of those things are going to power us and empower us to do the thing that we say we want to do every day.
Yes. And with all my experience as a performer, as a retired professional opera singer, I spent all my early years working with my instrument, which was what is my body, right? So I really kind of get connected with how I'm producing on the outside connects with what I'm doing for myself on the inside. So nutrition was a big part of that. Hydration was a big part of that. Obviously breathing, right? That's everything. So all those things were so key to how I am connecting and engaging with other people. And so keeping that a core practice now as I take those same skill sets and I teach them to business people, because those aspects, that's your instrument of success, is your body. That's key.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's where you have to start. It's superficial. It's not authentic if you're only looking on the outside. It has to start on the inside.
That is such a good point, because I know there was a period of time where I really struggled to be out there in the marketplace because I was being told to do X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z wasn't authentic to me. No. And so it just came off as weird. Everyone was like, what are you doing? That's not you. Like, well, who is that? So I love that you say that, because it's kind of like, I was going to say it's kind of like the person who helped you figure out your clothes, but it's actually more than that, because typically our clothes are an expression of who we are, but really figure out who are we, and then working from that point out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I always say we don't create cookie cutter people at the Academy. We create connected people. And you start with the connection to yourself first. Everything we talk about is about what is connected to the value set. What are the things that are important to you? And making sure the body is a part of that, right? Bringing that into the system, because when people are thinking about how do I get to my highest level of success, the last thing they usually think about is, how am I treating my body every day? But I was very blessed to learn the importance of that in performance very early, and understanding that's a core, it's foundational. You have to have it.
You are speaking my language, because I work with women entrepreneurs all day long, and you're so right. The last thing they think about is their body, and usually their health. It's like, oh, did I eat today? I haven't had a single sip of water. I haven't had anything to eat, and it's 6 o'clock at night. No, and they're wondering why their brain isn't working, or they're cranky, or they're just exhausted. It's like, hello, you have not fueled your body.
Right. They have no energy left for their kids. So, and that's another thing we really focus on, is that life balance aspect of success. Is it's not just about it. Yes, the money's going to come when you're living a purposeful, successful existence, but that's just one aspect of it. It's, do you have life balance with your family, in your relationships, with your business relationships, with the energy that you're putting into both. So that's the glue aspect. From the outer success to the inner connection is the energy, right?
Yes.
How are you connecting that energy? And that's a deep part of our practice, is how are you phenomenally and foundationally connecting the energy to everything you're doing, streamlining it, making sure it's actually nourishing to the body and to the mind and to the soul, because that's when you show up at your highest level. That's when you're awesome.
Yes, healthy lifestyle moment there, ladies.
You have to do it. It is key to your success.
I know. And I want to bring up this next tip that you gave me, which is, or that you're giving all of us, how you breathe is the foundation of how you show up and the energy you bring to your life. So we were just talking about energy. So it's a great segue. Well done. Yes, to talk about the breath, talk about the importance of breath. How do we breathe in a way that brings energy to us?
As far as I'm concerned, the breath is the key to the universe. That is the key to how do we connect to ourselves. That's the key to how we connect to others. That's the key to how do we connect to, whatever that universal aspect is for you. It's everything. It's our number one health factor is your oxygenation levels. It doesn't matter what happens to you. You can have a sprained ankle. You can have a cut on your arm. What's the first thing they're going to do when you go to the emergency room? They put that little thing on your finger to check your oxygen levels. It's your number one health factor. It feeds your body. It makes it function. But more importantly, it feeds your mind. The brain is 1.5% of your body mass. It takes up 20% of our oxygen intake.
Isn't that crazy?
So if you're not breathing well, you are literally not living well, which means you're literally not producing good business.
True. You can't think.
You're not getting think.
Yeah. Well, think about the stress response. How all of a sudden we're just like, you kind of seize up, and sometimes you realize that you weren't breathing. You'll like take a big breath. You're like, oh, I was holding my breath. Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
You're not.
And the thing too, it's your focus. This is the core of being present. To be a present leader, to be a present and high level business woman, right? The lady boss galore. You have to be a good breather to keep your energy levels consistent, to keep your brain level focused, attentive, and on your A game.
Yes.
This is how you show up as a rock star. You can do everything else right, but if you're not a good breather, you're going to have burnout.
It's true.
Yes.
True. I feel like that's where did you go? Uh-oh, I lost you. How did I lose her again? Oh no. I don't know what's going on today. She's definitely going to come back. So hopefully she can come back in a minute, because we're live. We're going to keep going. I've been having technical issues today. I apologize. I was going to say that's a healthy, delicious mocktail moment, because I'm all about the mocktails. And I really do want to, as soon as she comes back, we'll get her back. There's some other tips that we created together, so I would definitely want to go through those. Let's see. Now that I'm just going to keep an eye out down here to make sure she comes in, because there's definitely so much when it comes to breath, when it comes to presentation. Those are definitely going to be empowering your health, empowering how you show up for your business, the health of your business, right? Because we're all women entrepreneurs. But But also, we're going to talk about some great stuff that has a fantastic impact on women's health and is absolutely worth the splurge. Let me just see if she's come back in here yet. At some point, she will come back into my area. All right, we're just waiting. We're waiting. So I'll just keep going because, this is live. What are you going to do? Okay, so we talked about energy. And one thing that's super, super key. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. I can see her. I can see her. Are you coming? There it is. She's coming. All right. Hi.
There you go. And we're back. God love technology.
I know. This is a super fun day. Somebody told me Mercury was in retrograde, and although I don't really know what that means, I know that my computer will do its own thing during that time.
It tends to have its own. And I'm thoroughly convinced that technology is female. There's days you just like, not today. Yes. So it happens.
Yay. So I love that we're talking about breath, we're talking about energy, and I was going to bring in some of the tips that we talked about with regards, some tools, I guess I should say, that we talked about with regards to helping women entrepreneurs with their energy, helping them bring their A game to their business every day. Yeah. And one thing we talked about was this chili pad. Let's see if I can bring it up in the picture. Let's see if I can bring in the picture without losing you. Here's the thing with the chili pad. A couple things. Like most people probably know that a weighted blanket helps calm us, right? It stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of the fight or flight. It helps us just relax. And at night, a lot of us need help relaxing because our brains are going a mile a minute. Yes. The nice thing about the chili pad, though, it actually has a cooling and a heating feature, and if you get a big one, like you could have different ones for each of you who are in the bed, if you share your bed with somebody else. Because like my husband, for example, the guy's hot. He needs a cooling one, whereas I'm always cold. I need a warming one. And because the ideal temperature to sleep at is like around 67 degrees. So especially here where I live in the summer, it is never that cool in our house. Probably where you are too. Yeah, exactly. So having something like this is amazing. I don't know if you have one, but they are awesome.
I'm going to be getting one now.
Yes. Okay, so one of the other things we talked about was, do you have a Vitamix?
Yes.
I use mine for, I don't know about you, but I use mine for like everything.
Yes.
I can make nut butters with it. I can make nut milks with it. I can make sauces. I can make soups. I even make like a cauliflower topping that looks like mashed potatoes for my shepherd's pie.
Yes, I cook everything from scratch. I make all my own spice mixes, all those things. Anything that helps me in that aspect, I love.
Oh, I love that you make spice mixes. And one thing that I was going to say was that, like, for women who want better energy, there's, of course, it's easier to grab something, right? Like the grab and go. But the problem is that those often deplete your energy. Like when you're buying stuff that's processed, it's depleting your energy versus giving you energy. So, even if you spend a little time making something in advance so that you have it, like I always make things in huge batches because like I don't want to do it again.
I do too. I cook about 20 meals at a time.
Yes, because then you can freeze it and store it and then you're done. So yeah, exactly. So let me go. And then let's go to the next one. So this one, oh my gosh, if anyone out there is not using a liquid collagen, and Kerstin and I were talking about this earlier. So a lot of us think of liquid collagen as like, oh, that's going to make me look great on the outside, which yes, it's going to help your hair, skin, and nails, right? But for women entrepreneurs, the reason why I love to talk about liquid collagen is because it helps. So collagen it lines all of your organs, right? And the biggest stress organ that impacts many of us women, right, is our gut, our stomach. Like when we get stressed, that's, I don't know if any of you ever have issues when you get stressed. I have a lot of clients.
Everyone does.
Right. Like that's the first place. Yeah, that's the first place a lot of us notice things going on. And like we don't notice that we're stressing ourselves out, but then our gut starts acting up and we're like, wait, something's not right. Well,
everything's off. Yes.
Yeah. For people like me, I had leaky gut. That's how badly I stressed out myself, where like the lining of the stomach falls apart and like all the food particles come out into the rest of your body and it causes havoc. But had I had something like this liquid collagen, it basically puts that lining back together so that you don't have those problems. So That's why I like it. I mean, I also like the whole like lines going away. I love looking 28 still.
Right?
I mean, that's not bad.
I gotta tell you, I'm on board because 50, I turned 50 this year.
You did not.
I will this year. I'm 49 right
gosh.
now. This is the big 50 coming up in 2023. So this is key.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And then, oh shoot, I have a picture of it actually. I don't think I created a little crawler for it, but this one is Kerstin's pick. Tell us about this product, Kerstin.
Oh my gosh. It's the Miracle Leave-In. The 10-minute miracle makes all the difference in the world. You know, as I moved, I'm originally from Seattle and I moved here to Texas and they have really hard water here. And all of a sudden my hair was just this mane of frizz. And I've used this product a little bit in the past, but this product has been a game changer. I don't go anywhere without it. And it's beautiful. It's very nourishing to the hair, and it keeps my lovely locks going all day long. So much more easy to manage. I love it. And you can get it in big size, you can get it in trial size, all of it.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And your hair looks great. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
And I love it. Yay.
What is yours?
So we're going to link to all of these in the show notes. And of course, if you truly want to empower your health and that of your business, investing in people who can show you shortcuts and hold you accountable is so, so important. I know for myself, I wouldn't be here without the guidance of people who've been in my life who've done that already, right? Like having someone who knows. So, speaking of which, Kerstin has an amazing digital workbook available on planning your success, which I will also link in the show notes. You are going to love it. Definitely grab that. What a great conversation. Thank you so much for being here, Kerstin. This was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I love connecting with you. I love how you empower women to really live their best life. And so I appreciate the beauty that you bring to everybody. And thank you so much for letting me share and being on your show today.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you. I'm going to drop you back into the green room. So yes, as I mentioned, I will be linking to everything in the show notes so you can check it all out. So excited to have her here today. Thank you so much for joining us. And as a reminder, I want you to think about how you are going to create a healthy, delicious lifestyle for yourself today. And until then, join me for another episode of Healthy, Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and have a healthy, delicious lifestyle. Today, you can learn more about me, my products, and services at ingoodcleantaste.com. Be sure to join me for another episode every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on my globally recognized show, Healthy Delicious Lifestyle with Claudine.